So when we say ADHD, we mean attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder. So this means that it involves developmental problems in personal, social, academic, and intellectual functioning. So with ADHD, there's a constant pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity and impulsive behavior that interferes with normal function, because there's a perspective there that the areas in the frontal lobe are impacted with ADHD, and because the frontal lobe is associated with decision making, problem solving, as well as judgment, that filtration system is not performing like it should. So behaviors may be a little bit more impulsive as a result. So the symptoms of inattention include difficulty sustaining attention, obviously, failure to follow instructions, disorganization, lack of attention to detail, easily distracted, and forgetful. When it comes to hyperactivity, this includes obviously excessive movement, interrupting and intruding on others, blurting out responses before questions have been completed, as well as difficulty waiting one's turn. So this occurs in about 5% of children, and boys are 3 times more likely to have ADHD than girls. There is as well a dopamine perspective or hypothesis that's involved in ADHD. So the idea behind why individuals take the certain medications that they do, aka stimulants, is so it allows for more dopamine to be available within the brain. So genes involved are thought to include at least 2 that are important in the regulation of dopamine. Individuals with ADHD show less dopamine activity in key regions of the brain, especially associated with motivation and reward. And because the medications are considered stimulants, they will elevate dopamine activity. Now, I'm not saying in all cases, obviously, people say whenever they have a cup of coffee, or for individuals who have ADHD, when they have a cup of coffee, they don't experience the same effects that individuals without ADHD do. So they may say that it calms them down, or makes them, they experience the effects associated with having a stimulant, in that it will alleviate some of their symptoms of ADHD. Now, if that's the case for you, some of us just may have a higher tolerance to caffeine, and so we don't experience the same experiences as those who have maybe a lower or moderate tolerance to caffeine. Some of us, we can have caffeine. I don't have ADHD, but I can definitely have coffee, and I guess because of my tolerance of it, or just my natural disposition, I can go to sleep even after I have coffee. But that doesn't mean that I have ADHD. So I want that to be made known. And there's a high genetic component to ADHD, in that genetically speaking, if the parents have symptoms of inattention or hyperactivity, it's a 71% rate and a 73% rate, respectively, with attention and hyperactivity.